Good morning, vinyl community. George Allen, vinyl LPs and CDs. I had an idea to do a video the other day when I was showing, I knew David Bowie, Metropolist, or as I like to call it, the man who sold the world. When I called it Getting Back an Old Friend of Mine because I lost my original 1970 copy of it. I was thinking about that and I thought, why not do a video of some of my other old friends? Because that's the way some of our special records become to us over the years, and because of good memories and ones that we like to turn to. We feel like something, especially on today, we've had some really good weather here in Middle Tennessee, but yesterday some rain came in and it's raining today, and that's the day you feel like just sitting back and listening to some old friends. So I got a few here. This is going to be my old friends part one, I'll call it. And I'm going to do them in chronological order. First one I'm going to start with is, this is going way back, 1963, Beatles For Sale. I think it's 63. Let me see here. I got some notes here. Oh, 64. Sorry about that. I don't want anybody getting upset, getting some dates wrong. Beatles For Sale. Now this is Parlophone English import. This is not the American version. American version from Capitol would only have 11 tracks. This is the British version on Parlophone EMI. Has gatefold. As you can see, this is pretty slick, huh? And of course, the vinyl on this is a lot nicer too. And take this baby out. Look at it. Look at this. Boy, oh boy, isn't that beautiful? I've had this many, many years. It stayed in excellent condition. And I just love this album. This is one of my favorite Beatle albums. The songs on it. No Reply, John Lennon. That's a great song. One of the best songs he's written, I think. No Reply, I'm a Loser, Babies in Black, Rock and Roll Music, 8 Days a Week, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby. They do that at Carl Perkins' song. George Harrison sings it. This is really a great album. Beatles For Sale. I suppose, knowing some Beatle maniacs out there, that the mono version probably is better. But it's not bad for a stereo version. I mean, you know how they vocals one channel, instruments in the other. However, this is such a clean sounding record. The British pressings are really much nicer than the American ones were. But I like this a lot. The songs on this I just think are great. Beatles For Sale, 1964. Okay, what I'm going to show you next. Number 2, Moody Blues, Days of Future Past. This is one of my all-time favorite Moody Blues album. I like a lot of them. This one came out in 1967. This was a very different record when it came out. Of course, it has Including Nights in White Satin. That was a big hit for them. And this is on Durham. You know, just the way this whole thing is arranged. And everybody loves the reading of this. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night, remove the colors from our sight. I mean, this is like an all-time great album. I just remembered listening to this. You know, This is this brings back really a lot of good memories. I love listening to this, and Moody Blues, Days of Future Past. There's some of their other albums. Question of Balance, that was always a favorite of mine too, but I think when it's a go-to for Moody Blues, I like Days of Future Past. 1967. And up next, I think the same year, no, following year, 68. We're moving up in years. This is one you may not recognize, the Hello People. Hello People were kind of an unusual group. They were into theater. This was considered, it's listed on Discogs as, I was looking some of this stuff up, they were listed as a fusion jazz rock group. Now, not like jazz rock like we think later, a couple years later, as like John McLaughlin, Mahavishnu type. These were, it wasn't like a fusion type or anything, but because they had guys that played clarinet, tenor sax. Another guy played alto sax, flute, but it was just like rock with some, woodwind and brass instruments. Not like Blood, Sweat, and Tears or Chicago, but a little bit jazzier rock. But some of the names of these guys, I'll show you them. See if you can see the picture of them in here. They were into theater too. So they had the names of the guys in their bands are Smoothie, Goodfellow, Much More, Country, Rye One, and guess what the name of the drummer was? Thump Thump. How about that? But it's a really interesting album. I bought this by chance, when it came out, and it's just really interesting music, a little progressive, but and they were a little revolutionary in some of their lyrics, but very good album. On Philips, I liked it a lot, and they said on here, what we wanted was to grow and create and be something more than each of us could be. So this is their Hello People album called Fusion. Came out in 1968. Very interesting. Like that a lot. From there, same year, 1968, Al Kooper, I Stand Alone. Al Kooper kicked around in a few bands, was hired as a songwriter, kind of came into notoriety for playing organ with some Bob Dylan tracks, and then was in Blues Project. He's written a lot of songs. I don't know how many albums he's done, and one of his latest albums, I think it's a few years old now, it's really good. I think it's only available on CD though. It's called Black Coffee. That's a very good album. Al's up there in age like all of us are now, but Gatefold, great album. I Stand Alone, interesting artwork. I don't know who did it. Al Kooper does some great songs on here. I Stand Alone does the song One by Harry Nilsson, same song that Three Dog Night did. Colored Rain by Steve Winwood. Blue Moon of Kentucky by Bill Monroe. Toho by Hayes Porter, that's a great song. Western Union Man. It's a very good album, and This is actually his first solo album, which would become one of probably a dozen solo albums. Um, Highly recommend Al Cooper. Um, Next, um, okay, George. Same year. We got a lot in '68. Big Brother and the Holding Company. This came out. Hey, I saw this cover when this album came out, and I thought, man, that's pretty. Wow, that's pretty funky cover. Big Brother and Holding Company. This is what brought Janis Joplin to fame. This was their second album by Big Brother and Holding Company. Their first album was all right, not much to write home about, but this one, several live tracks, several studio tracks, and of course, beautiful gatefold picture. You know, them playing live, San Francisco. You know, with all the lights and everything. Of course, Piece of My Heart was a big hit for them, but her doing Summertime, and of course her rendition of Ball and Chain, man, what a song. Of course, she was some singer too, you know. Cheap Thrills by Big Brother and the Holding Company. And you know, this was just the beginning for Janis Joplin. She went on, unfortunately, like so many others, a short-lived career. Such a shame that it would have to go that way. So, got one more we're going to show, and guess what? Oh no, two more we're going to show. One more female singer, Linda Ronstadt. 1970, her first solo album after she left Stone Ponies, Silk Purse. This is a wonderful album. I love her version of Lovesick Blues. And she has a great band on here. She does some great singing. And it's very, very folky, countrified. Nothing almost like what she does the next few albums after this, and this was just the beginning of a wonderful, wonderful career. You know, there's so much that can be said about Linda Ronstadt, and I just, you know, you can go on for forever about her, but this is just the beginning to show her the talent that she had, and it's just like her voice just like blossoms throughout her career. Wonderful album by Linda Ronstadt. It's cover on the back. I don't even know if she realized at the time how her career was going to go, but great beginning for her. Silk Purse by Linda Ronstadt. Last but not least, one of my favorite, I did show one other album by one of my all-time favorite bands, Procol Harum. I'm going to show another one today, one of my favorites, Grand Hotel. Now, this is not my original Grand Hotel. This is a remaster. I saw them in '73 when they did a tour of America on this album. This is a remaster, and I got to show you this. The vinyl on this is like really something. This is a double album, and you'll get a kick out of this. Look at this. How about that, huh? I mean, I'm not a big one to taking the records out and showing them, but look at that. Wow. And it sounds great. This was done by a company called Let Them Eat Vinyl, and it's very nice. So they did a great job of remastering, great job of pressing it. You know, this is a little bit of an interesting story. When I saw them was at an amphitheater in Pittsburgh. The same place I saw the Allman Brothers and many other bands in Pittsburgh. And this place always has trouble with their electrical system there, their PAs. So, Procol Harum, same problem the Allman Brothers had. They couldn't get it up and running. So when the Allman Brothers were there, they were just getting a little perturbed. So Duane Allman just came out, picked up his guitar, and started playing. He started playing, and so till everything came out. So it was interesting the way it happened. Well, every time their PA would go out when Procol Harum was playing, B.J. Wilson would just go into a drum solo. So he must have played like a half a dozen drum solos that night till the whole system would come back on, and they'd go right back into their song. And they wouldn't miss a beat, you know. It was interesting. But Grand Hotel, Procol Harum, some beautiful arrangements. Gary Brooker was very talented at arranging this type of stuff, and just wonderful, wonderful music. Words by Keith Reed. So, those are some of the albums that I call my old friends. I like listening to. Good moods, bad moods, especially on rainy days when I'm stuck inside. Part 1, maybe next week I'll do part 2 with some of my other old friends. Hey, you ought to do a video sometime on your old friends. Show us what your favorites are, your go-tos. Okay, take care, vinyl community. Thanks for all you recently subscribed, and hopefully more of you will subscribe. Bye-bye.